8 years I've been doing this now. 8 years. Oh well. Cheers, happy Halloween, and welcome back to the House of Hell. Hell holds the book up backwards. Whatever. To the House of Hell. I'm not doing it again. So how have you been anyway? How's your 2021 been? Crazy. Been a crazy time, right? The company that I've worked for the past 18 years, the departments, I could tell you what it is. It's called Debenhams. They closed down this year and have effectively pushed my wife onto a different track. It's been quite a positive thing for me. 2021 has also been the year that I fell in love, which means that 2021 has also been the year that I had to explain this dumb thing that I do every year. I'm like, sorry, I'll see you in about an hour. Why? What are you going to do? And I explain this stupid thing that I do. Anyway, let me show you this. This is a gift I got for my partner. You see, oh look, it's a photograph of me enjoying a drink. And what it is, you wrap it around like this. It's got a little Velcro thing. There. And it's what the Australians call a stubby holder with my stupid face on it. But what I'll be using this for tonight is I can just drop the dice in it. Ta-da! And then they don't go everywhere. Fantastic. That's that problem sorted. After 8 years, I know I've tried various solutions to the dice problem. It's still going to be noisy as hell. I've already started tripping up over my words and stuff because I had a beer earlier in the day and I've started on this Frangelico. That's the drink this year, Frangelico. It's an almond liqueur that my brother and his partner got for me because they know I love it. Delicious. Anyway, let us once again return to the House of Hell. Right. Bit of business before we start. Let's review last year's run. 2019 run 7. Last year we learned that the lady in the Abaddon room is called Morgana. And she told us about a hiding place under the cellar stairs. And if we find ourselves under the cellar stairs looking for a secret door, we can find it by deducting 10 from the reference number of that passage. Although we also need a password to get through that door. The password is kept by a person called Sheko. So we'll be looking for that person this year. And I received a comment from Mr. Naughty Cat, I think, who persistently comments on these videos. I don't know who this person is. As far as I know, we don't know each other in real life, but they're always there for me to support my efforts in the House of Hell, so much appreciated. But they say we would need brandy in order to get the password out of this Sheko person. And so on reviewing last year's run, I spotted a place where we might be able to pick up some brandy. So that's where we're going to pick up from. So to recap, this year's starting equipment, I'm going to assume that we crash the car, arrive at the house, and negotiate our dinner with Kelnor as usual. And then explore the first floor of the house, the second floor for our American viewers. How do we say that? And then head downstairs into the drawing room, which is where we'll start our adventure. And because of that, we'll be carrying with us a length of rope from the Erasmus room, I think. A potion, which allows us to ignore 2 hits in one fight. Use that as and when. A meat knife, which we can use as a weapon, meaning we can use our full initial skill roll. And a piece of garlic, in case we run into any vampires. I believe I picked that up from the store cupboard. Okay, so if you're all caught up, then we can get started. And if you're not caught up, then I guess you could just watch 7 years previous videos. Why would anyone do that? Why would anyone watch any of these? I don't know. Alright, here we go. First things first. Let's roll the stats. Stats are as follows. Skill, 1d6 plus 6. 5 plus 6, not bad, 11. Pretty much as good as you can get. Luck, and again, a d6 plus 6. 4, very good. Good rolls this year. Fear. Fear is... Oh, 4 again. Oh, very good. Okay, now for the big one. Stamina, 2d6 plus 12. Oh my god. We got a combined total of 3 across 2 dice. Unbelievable. Okay, which means this year we have a stamina of 15. 15 out of a possible 24. Yeah, it's not looking great, is it? Anyway, God, thank God I've got this drink here. Here we go then. Here we go, boys and girls. Chapter or passage number 353. There are more passages than chapters, aren't there? It's taken me 8 years to learn the word passages and use it reliably. Let's stick with it. 353. Okay. Let me just make sure that is correct. It is. Here we go. Remember, we've explored the first floor landing and we're heading into the drawing room on the ground floor. Here we go. The door opens into a large but cosy drawing room. The dying embers of a warm fire burn in the hearth. Comfortable chairs are arranged around the fireplace. 2 glasses and a decanter stand on the glass-top table between the chairs. There are plants in tall stands on either side of the windows, and there is another door next to the one you came in. Do you wish to explore the room further, or leave through the other door? Let's explore the room further. Turn to 119. Do you think we might do it this year? I mean, I'd be delighted if we did, but on the other hand, I'd quite like to make it to the 10-year anniversary. Let's keep going. Will you start by looking through the ornaments on a corner shelf, or will you examine the fire and the mantelpiece? Did I do that right? I've got a feeling I'm not where I expected to be. Ah, suck it. Let's examine ornaments. 192. There are several delicate items of pottery and a few silver pieces on the shelf. On the silver of this, one of the silver ornaments, Jesus Christ, how much have I had to drink? One of the silver ornaments is a short dagger, and you may take this with you if you want. It is rather too short to be a really useful weapon, but nevertheless, you may add 2 skill points if you use it in a fight. We've already got a meat knife, so we're covered. There is also a silver hip flask. If you have not already done so, you may take this flask and fill it with brandy. Now you may either examine the fireplace or leave the room. Great, so we have picked up brandy, fantastic. So we'll add that to our list of items. See, it's going well already. I mean, my God, there was a time when I was thinking I shouldn't accept help, I should figure everything out by myself, but if I didn't get help from a comments, particularly Mr. Naughty Cat, then I'd just be nowhere. I really needed that help with the window that year, so thanks for that. Go on, we'll add brandy, found brandy. There we go. I forgot to draw myself an item box. Items. Brandy, you're a fine girl or whatever. Right. I had a dream where I saw Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 the other day, and I literally can't remember a thing about it. If I'd remembered it, I would have written a predictions video about. And I mean, I know I wouldn't have because it's not that kind of YouTube channel. Literally, that popped into my head because of the Brandy and the song Brandy, which appears in Volume 2. This is a rambling, terrible start, but we're just going to keep going. You may either examine the fireplace or leave the room. Turn to 218. Well, let's go to 218. I think we've got what we came for here. Did you enter this drawing room from the hallway or the study? If you enter from the hallway, you take the door which leads into the study. That's us. Turn to 195. 195. Tell you why else I think Guardians of the Galaxy is on my mind right now. It's because that new game came out. I've had a curious relationship with video games lately, in that gaming is what I do, like most of my time with my life, with most of my life. Crikey, I'm so drunk. I mean, I could reach my hand out and pick up my Pro Controller, my Switch is here, it's sat on the PS4 there, you can see the taiko drum in the shadows behind me there, it's just a wall full of video games. I'm constantly gaming, but I've totally fallen off, like, a particular type of game recently, and Guardians of the Galaxy falls into that category of, like, AAA, kind of, like, very well polished, you know, big budget games that I just can't seem to work up the motivation for. I don't know what it is. Anyway, let's stop talking about that. The room is a study. Old leather-bound books line the walls, and the only source of light comes from a single candle burning on an antique desk. In fact, I just realised I was talking a load of garbage a minute ago, so if you see a jump cut just happen, it's because I've cut out my own garbage. I'm pretty sure that's just what happened. And if you see me jumping around a lot, it's because I'm probably going to ramble loads and loads. In fact, I'll probably cut off half of this, to be honest. You walk over to examine the desk, which is made from beautiful wood and has brass-handled drawers. A piece of paper rests on the blotter. In fact, do you know what? It's because I've had too much to drink. And when I drink, I ramble. I mean, it's just... Oh my God. Yeah, anyway, so I'm just going to cut it all out so we can get on with it. As you look at it, you are suddenly aware that something strange is happening. A large brown letter F is forming in the top left-hand corner. You gasp at the word "find" appears in a child's handwriting across the top of the paper. For this, you must add 1 fear point. Ghostly letters. I think I've seen this already in a certain run, but there we go. We're up to 1 fear point. Slowly, the complete message forms. Find Shako. That's what we want to do this year. If I can find Shako this year, I'll be happy. Who or what is Shako? He's the guy who knows the password. You pick up a paper and move around the desk to see it more clearly in the light. Do you think there'd be a YouTube video somewhere that tells you how to pronounce Shako? Is it a real name that exists outside of this book? Oh, you tell me. But as quickly as it appeared, the message disappears. Do you wish to look over the collection of books, or will you leave the room? Let's look over the collection of books, page 62. Yes, mate. Books. I love books, as you can tell. This one is falling apart because I've been reading it for 8 flipping years. 62. This collection contains many invaluable first editions and obscure works in strange languages. The Earl of Drummer has a disturbingly large collection of books on black magic and many volumes on hypnotism. Do you want to look at any of them? If so, will you choose a book on black magic or a book on hypnotism? I'm going to go for black magic because I think we find something useful inside that book. 156. Here we go. You take a book off the shelf entitled Mystical Symbols and Their Part in Magic Rituals. You open the cover and something drops out of the book onto the floor. You bend down to pick it up. It is a pentacle fashioned in metal and hanging on a long chain. The book itself is hollowed out to take the charm, and a piece of paper lies underneath it. Yeah, definitely. I read this passage last year. You know why? Because I remember thinking, like, I got an image in my head of the book from, you know, with the dangling chain and the pentacle. Yeah. I mean, if you know what that is, you'll be like, oh yeah, I can imagine that. And if you don't know what that is, don't look it up. Anyway, the paper describes the pentacle as having powers over devil worshippers. Cast into the pentacle is the number 66. If you wish to take the pentacle, you may use it at any appropriate time by turning to reference number 66. Add 2 luck points for your find. Do you now wish to look for other interesting books? Or would you prefer to leave the room? I think what we're going to do is look for other interesting books. I remember last year, because I've reviewed the video, I chickened out at this point. I was like, right, we've got something good from the books. Let's go before something bad happens. But this time, I think I'm going to have a look at some more books. But first, let's update. We've got the pentacle. That's right, Pentacle 66. There was some confusion last year as to when I can use this pentacle. I think if I really run into a dead end again this year, then I'm just going to go for it. I'm just going to turn to 66 and see if it makes sense. What have I got to lose? Nothing. The answer is nothing. I could cheat all I want. There's nothing this book can do about it because it's a book. What was I thinking? Oh yeah, we gain 1 luck, but we're already at max luck anyway, so there's nothing we can really do about that. Add 2 luck points for your find. Yeah. So in these books, they usually say you can't exceed your initial values unless the book specifically says so. And since it doesn't say you can exceed your max luck value, then that's not for us. We've got cracking luck anyway. Let's look at other books. Turn to 286. Yeah. 286. Another section of books is concerned with medieval portraits. You pull a large book down from the shelf. A book next to it falls over and reveals a small button set in the back of the bookcase. Here we go. Curiosity pays off. Do you wish to press this button? If so, turn to 225. If not, you may look at the book you have chosen by turning to 311. Do we want the book or the button? The answer is the button. 1 minute. Press the button. 225. Right. I believe we are now in uncharted territory. 225. Come on. Here we go. You press the button. It clicks, and you can hear a rumbling from behind the bookcase. Slowly, the bookcase slides aside to reveal a passageway behind it. If you wish to go down the passage, turn to 241. If you would rather not risk exploring the passage, leave the study by turning to 54. Let us do explore the passage. Turn to 241. Excellent. I've almost given up on making a map of this thing. It's just because the directions, especially downstairs, are a bit confusing, and it's hard for me to figure out where the points where the top floor and the bottom floor meets, because there's several staircases in this house. Like there's the main staircase in the hallway, then there's a staircase I think behind where the vampire is in one of the back rooms on the first floor, and then there's like a trapdoor in one of the rooms and stuff like that. It's impossible. There's no way I could draw a 2D map of this thing, have it make any sense. But when 2 areas of the house connect up in my mind, and I can visualize where 2 separate routes like meet at the same place, it's amazing. It's like discovering a shortcut in Dark Souls or something. It's absolutely the thrill of a lifetime. 8 years I've been doing this. Anyway, 241. I'm sure to swear it was 241. The passageway you are in has rough stone walls. Was it? Yeah, whatever. And must run along the outside of the house. We're outside the house. This is definitely, we've never got outside the house before. Rocky stairs lead downward, and you follow them until you reach the bottom. The air is cooler down here, and you realise you must be in the cellars beneath the house. A half-hidden wooden door is standing ajar. You poke your head round it and peer into the room. Across the room is another door, but what you see in front of you fills you with alarm. Turn to 209. Oh, it's not sounding good though, is it? Alright. 209. I say this a lot at the start of the runs, but this might be one of the shortest yet. Having said that, I've been banging on for 20 minutes. Depends how much stuff I cut out, just for my own drunkenness. 209. This room seems to be a dungeon of some sort. For along one wall are 4 cells with heavy iron bars, locking their occupants in. No one seems to be on your side of the bars, so you walk in to have a look. A twig cracks as you step forward, and immediately 3 bodies spring to life in 3 of the cells. They are a ragged lot, clothed in tatters, hair dishevelled and grubby. They all reach forward through the bars and plead with you to release them. Each one has been captured by the Earl of Drummer's servants and imprisoned to await some horrendous fate. Nearest to you is a pretty young girl. Her face and her hair are dirty, and she is in tears. She desperately wants to be released. In the second cell is a tall man with strong features. He has accepted that he is about to die and bravely asks you to kill him now. Not a children's book, this is it. To deprive the Earl of his pleasure. To deprive the Earl of his pleasure. This is my pleasure. I've nearly finished. I might have to get another one. To deprive the Earl of his... I've lost it. Where's the In the third cell is a balding man in a grey gown who says nothing. Do you wish to try to help these prisoners? You may talk to one of them if you wish. Would you like to talk to the young girl, the dark man, or the balding man? If you would rather not talk to any of them, you may leave the room and walk away. I've been in this room before. I believe I talked to the balding man and he told me some stuff. Maybe that was where I learned I need the crysknife or something. The point is, I'm not going to talk to that guy again. I'm not going to talk to the guy who just wants to die, because it seems like a waste of time. But maybe I could learn something from the girl, so let's try that. The girl, 322. Let's find out what happens. 322. 322. The girl is hysterical. It seems that she is a district nurse who has just been assigned to the area. Oh, we heard about the district nurse, actually. It's in the intro that I skipped. She knocked on the door, was invited in, and then captured. She pleads with you to help her, and her voice rises to a scream. But what can you do? The keys to the cells are nowhere to be seen. You begin to get worried about her hysterics that may attract the attention of the occupants of the house, and you try to calm her down. Do you want to talk to one of the others as well, or will you leave the room quickly? I should probably leave quickly. That was a complete waste of time, and I'll be very annoyed if we get captured on account of the hysterics. Let's see. Further up the passage is another door in the right-hand wall. If you wish to try this door, turn to 112. If you want to pass it and continue along the corridor, turn to 393. My mind. The game of doors, this should be called, isn't it? Most of these passages are just descriptions of doors and the words, would you like to go in the door, or would you like to not go in the door? Somewhere along this room, near the prison, is a torture room, and if you walk in there, you just get put in a cage and captured. My instinct is to continue along the corridor and just avoid a few doors for now until I can be sure I'm past the torture chamber of death. I really might have to get another one of these little drinks. Look how tiny the glass is. Shocking. Merry Christmas. I mean, Happy Halloween, or whatever. Further up the passages, if you want to pass it and continue along the corridor, turn to 393. Go on then, 393. Let's continue along the corridor. 39. Geez, this is a long way. This is almost right at the back of the book. 393. The passageway widens into a small chamber. Although it is dark, you can see a staircase going up a few meters ahead of you. To your right, the chamber opens into a wide area. You step forwards, and almost immediately a twittering noise puts you on your guard. Suddenly, you feel something land on your head and dig sharp claws into your scalp. No. So, you gasp and swat it away. Your hand touches small leathery body. It's yet bats. Right, no. This is no good. This is no good because I've now reached the stairs under the cellar. So I can hide under the stairs here. And if I'm right, it's these cellar stairs where the hidden door is. But, it's a big but, we haven't discovered the password yet. We haven't found Chico. I may exercise my singular right to finger the book here and go back to the previous passage and try the other door, since that's the only option we have before reaching the staircase. Yeah, but it might be like a bit of a double finger, because if the previous passage just leads to the torture chamber, then I'm going to come back here to the staircase. Call me a cheater all you want. I will make some progress this year, you know. If you wish to try this door, turn to 112. Okay, let's try the door. 112. As the door opens wide, you are about to step inside, but hesitate when you see what lies within. You are entering an underground torture room. In one corner stands a formidable Iron Maiden, its deadly arm for crying out loud. No, that is the torture chamber, so we're not doing that. Right, I guess we've found our way to the stairs without finding the password. Annoying. Oh well, I guess we're just going to try and muddle through. Maybe we'll find some other piece of information or item or something that will help us, but we're clearly not going to make it through the House of Hell this year. I'm just going to go top up my drink. I won't be a minute. Yes, mate. Right. That was a... Right, the dumb staircase. Yeah. So, okay, first things first is bats on the staircase. God. A number of them are flapping around your head, darting and scratching with their ears. You must add 1 fear point for the shock. Well, should I add 1 fear point for the shock? Because I knew it was coming, because I've been here like 3 or 4 times. Alright. You must have 1 fear point for the shock. Do you wish to run up the stairs, hide under the stairs, fight the bats? I don't want to run up the stairs. Seems like a bad idea. I feel like if I try and run up the stairs, I'll fall down the stairs. I'll probably just break my neck and die. So what I'll probably do is fight the bats and then see if we can consider our options once the coast is clear. Hopefully the bats aren't too tough an enemy. To fight the bats, turn to 343. Right. Combat's always a bit of a drag in these videos, but I refuse to skip it. I refuse to cheat. 343. Fight the bats as a single creature. Beautiful. The bats have a skill of 4 and a stamina of 4. Alright, cool. So 2 hits ought to do it. Red dice for myself. White dice for the enemy. Our skill score is 11. The bat skill is 4. Wait a minute. So the maximum skill they can get is 12 plus 4, 16. And the minimum we can get is 13. It's going to be a sharp fight. Okay, here we go. Right. The bats get 5 plus 4, 9. Right, we've already got 11. That's 1 hit. 1 more hit on the bats and they're done. It's handy, this thing, isn't it? Do you like it? Remember the dumbest present I've ever given anyone? It really made her laugh, by the way, and I cannot believe she actually kept hold of the stupid thing. But I'm glad she did now. Right, the bats score an 8. 8 plus 12. We score a 2, which means we've still got 13, which means we beat the bats. Nice. If you defeat the bats, you may either climb the stairs and open the door at the top, or you can explore the bat's chamber. Let's explore the bat's chamber. 330. Have I done this before? It's gotten to the point where I've played this book enough that I've possibly done all this and just forgotten about it. But whatever. Where do you wish to look? In the corner from which the bats came, along the wall, or under the stairs. Now we know under the stairs is the secret door that we don't have the password to, so we're going to skip that. Where the bats came from, or along the back wall. Let's try where the bats came from. They might have flew out of a cave or something. 165. Where the bats came from. 165. God, the excitement. The sheer excitement. Oh, think I might have drank too much already. You search around the corner but can find nothing unusual. You can hear some bats squeaking, and the overwhelming smell of their droppings forces you to cut short your search. You must decide what you want to do next. Will you search under the stairs, look along the back wall, or climb the stairs? Oh, go on then, let's look along the wall. 3, 5, 6. This is going nowhere really, is it? We might end up just climbing the stairs. 3, 5, 6. You feel along the wall for any sign of a secret entrance but find nothing. Just as you are beginning to think you are wasting your time, your left hand dislodges a brick. Behind the brick is a lever. You pull the lever and a rumbling noise comes from the wall nearby. Nice. A section of the wall slides to one side, revealing a small entrance just large enough for you to climb through. You look inside, but it is pitch black. Do you want to step through this doorway, or would you rather not risk it and climb the stairs instead? Secret doorway, 387. I'm really worried I'm just repeating myself from previous year. But that is just a hazard with these videos, isn't it? I was going to say occupational hazard, but this is not an occupation by any stretch of the imagination. 387. You find yourself in a dark tunnel. It is quite short and ends at a door. You open the door slowly, and when you are sure there is no one inside, you step into the room. It seems to be some sort of ceremonial anteroom or dressing room. Hanging from hooks around the walls are 30 to 40 white gowns. We have done this before, bastard. And resting on the shelves underneath the gowns are macabre masks made from goats' heads. A single passageway leads off to the left. While you are wondering where to go next, a sound sends a chill down your spine. Someone is coming. A hubbub of voices grows louder as a group of people come forward to the room. You look quickly around for somewhere to hide and decide to nip behind the door. Suddenly the door opens. About 40 people come into the room, all chattering excitedly. You mingle with them and merge unnoticed into the crowd. They are ribbing a man called Brother Isaacson. It seems that tonight is a very significant night for him. You copy what they are doing, laughing and smiling, and eventually getting dressed up in a gown and mask. Eventually, when they are dressed, they all move off along the other passageway. Will you go along with them, or will you hang around at the back, hoping to stay behind unnoticed in the room? I'm going to hang around at the back, because if you go with them, what they do is it's like a sacrifice. They sacrifice a woman, and if you try to save the woman, you die. And if you don't try to save the woman dies. It's just kind of unpleasant all around. So let's just try and avoid that situation. Okay. 219. Let's try and stay unnoticed. There must be a way out of this. And I've got the pentacle, which I'm willing to use. As the others set off along the passageway, you remain at the back of the crowd. As the last few are leaving the room, another man bursts in through the door, puffing and panting. Good, I'm not too late, he gasps. For a minute I thought I'd miss it. Now let's see. Where is my gown and mask? Oh, crap, we're wearing is stuff. Your blood chills as the man starts looking in the area where you took the costume. Gone, he says. Wait, brothers, someone has taken my dress. Ah, there is my mask. Sorry, brother. You must have taken mine by mistake. I can recognize it quite clearly by the broken tooth. Here, let me have it. The man snatches the mask from your head, and all attention is focused on you. Here, who are you? Someone asks. Your hesitant reply gives the game away. Back, brothers, shouts a voice. We seem to have an intruder in our midst. A dozen men come back into the room and surround you. You have no choice but to go with them to the cell where they lock you in. This is a cell from which there is no escape. Your adventure is over. Game over. Unbelievable. My pumpkins died. God, it's so depressing. Got the brandy. Found a secret door behind the... Do you know what? No, we're going to be here forever. Let's go back to the stairway with the bats. What was it? 119 or something? And let's try Let's try going up the stairs instead of searching around for dumb rooms. If I can find the passage, I'm going for it. I don't care. There's no way that's it this year. We must learn something. We must. No, that was the ornaments. Where was the passage with the stupid bats? Oh, come on. Where were the bats? Where were the bats? I'm literally just flicking through the whole book like, what was the number? Was it 2 something, whatever? Dingley... What was it? Dingler? Oh, come on. Bats, the bats. I was like near the... I was near the back of the book, I don't know, for something. Oh, here we go. Right, I found like a clue. It's that passage where it's like, where do you wish to look? In the corner where the bats came from. In the corner where the bats came, 165, right? We'll follow this up and then it gives you the option to go up the staircase, doesn't it? Oh, you've abandoned all pretense, mate. You're just going to cheat your way to the end of this book, aren't you? No, not necessarily. But I'm not ruling it out. Right, will you look on the back wall or will you climb the stairs? 293. Right, turn to 293. So rewind the clock. We're going back to when I was attacked by bats on stairs and I've decided to climb the stairs, turning to 293. Must be a way through this. You open the door at the top of the stairs. Facing you is a door, and to your right, the hallway ends at another door. Do you wish to enter the door opposite side, the door to your right, or turn left into a main hallway? Door opposite side, 113. No, hang about. 113. Is that the kitchen? Better be the bloody kitchen. 113. The room you enter is a reception room. A table and 6 chairs stand in the centre of the room. At one end is an enormous mural of a country scene, perhaps painted of the area many years ago. On the opposite side wall, stretching from the floor to the ceiling, is a full-length mirror. Velvet curtains line the wall opposite the door. You walk over to admire the painting, then turn to face the mirror. There's a key hidden behind a mirror somewhere. Maybe this is it. A shock is in store. Your eyes widen as you turn toward the mirror and stare into it. It casts no reflection of you. Plot twist, we are vampires. Add 1 fear point. Okay. Nice. 3 fear points. You walk closer to the mirror, but still no reflection appears, although you can see the table and the wall behind you clearly. You walk right up to it and feel its surface. Your hand passes right through the glass. Pulling it back quickly, you consider the situation. Will you leave this room, step through the mirror, or investigate the room further? Okay, I'm happy now. I'm happy now we've made a bit of progress. I don't believe we've been in this room before. And even if we have, sack it. This has gone on long enough. Let us step through the mirror and find out what happens. Turn to 160. My gosh, so exciting. Behind the mirror is a small chamber, just large enough for you to turn around in. There are 2 doors in the chamber. Do you want to try the left-hand door or the right-hand door? Would you rather step back through the mirror? Jesus. I wonder if there was anything in that room. Maybe next time. Okay, let's try the left-hand door. It's just a guessing game. Christ, why do I play this book? It's dreadful. There's no, like, in other fighting fantasy games, it's like you meet an interesting person and they have a conversation with you and then you make a decision. Do you tell the person this? Do you tell the person that? And you can, like, make some sort of decision based on your impression of the person you've just met. You're like, well, judging from their character, maybe I would say this, which will be better, or, or going from past experience or judging from the area that I'm in, you know, and you're making like choices and interesting decisions. Whereas in this book, it's literally, do you want to try the door on the left? Do you want to try the door on the right? And that's what you'd be tossing a coin for all I want. Tossing something. I'd be tossing this book in the bin if it doesn't start getting more interesting. Where was it? Left-hand door, 92. Jesus. The door opens on a dark landing. Well, surprise, surprise. A flight of stairs arrives at this landing and continues downwards. Will you follow the stairs down, or would you rather close the door and step back through the mirror? Just follow the stairs. Why not? I've just gone up some stairs. Let's go down some stairs. Are you following this? Are you drawing a map? You're not, are you? No one is. And I've tried like Google image searching, you know, like House of Hell maps. Nothing far as I can see. So, okay. Let's follow the stairs. 216. 216. The narrow stairway splits and offers you two ways down. Will you choose the left-hand stairs or the right-hand stairs? You see what I mean? It's just... In fact, why not? Let's leave it to chance. Here is a dice. Here is a stubby holder with my face on it. If it is an odd number, we go left. If it is an even number, we go right. Let the fates decide. God, the excitement. What did I say? Odd left, even right. It is even. We go right. The right-hand stairs. Turn to 89. It's ridiculous. I'm not playing a game. I'm not making decisions. I'm just picking numbers off a sheet. You follow the stairs downwards. Running across the bottom is a passageway. You turn right and follow it until you reach a dead end, with two doors facing each other on opposite sides of the wall. Christ. Will you try the door on the left or the door on the right? Or will you turn around and head back the way you came? Shocking. Describe the doors. Like, just give me something. Do you know what I mean? It's like, if I was writing this book right now, I'd be like, maybe you see two doors. The door on your right is a heavy wooden door with iron detail. What's it called when it has like wrought iron on the doors? An intricate wrought iron pattern on the doors, whatever. It has a heavy, ominous look to it. The door on the left seems to be a painted regular. You know what I mean? Something where you're like, maybe I'll try the painted door. That might be like a pantry or a kitchen or something like that. You know what I mean? Or maybe I'll try the ornate wrought iron wooden door. That sounds like it might be the room for someone who's important. But there are no details. There's nothing to inform my decision. It's just there's a door on the left, there's a door on the right. What do you want? God. Sorry, am I going on? Ugh. Door on the left, door on the right. Alright, here we go again. Odd number goes left, even number goes right. Even again, we go right. Door on the right, 44. Shocking. Shocking. I mean, what were the deadline on this? What's the turnaround time on a choose your own adventure? Fighting fantasy book. The door is not locked. That's good. You open it cautiously and poke your head inside. You have found a food store of some kind. The room is lined with shelves with various foodstuffs on them. Bread, dried meats, cheese, fruit, dried fish, wine, red and white. Do not drink the white wine. and cakes are all neatly stacked on the shelves. If you need to restore some of your stamina, we don't, you may choose any of these to eat. Note which you take, then turn to 227. If you would rather not risk taking any of them, turn to 36. Well, it's not that we don't want to risk taking any of them. Bread, dried meats, and cakes are all neatly stacked on the... Turn to 36. Maybe, I'll tell you what, let's take something. We'll just take it with us. Good God. And then maybe it'll come in, maybe it'll come in handy later on. Let's take cakes. So I made the decision now, cakes, because I love cakes. Turn to 227, alright. 227. What food did you take? Bread and cakes will restore 2 stamina points each. Dried meats, fish and cheese will restore 1 stamina point each. Fruit and wine will not restore any. Wine will lose you 1 skill point, but if you drank the wine, you may deduct 2 fear points, Dutch courage. If you ate cheese or drank white wine, turn to 172. If you ate neither of these, but ate dried fish or drank red wine, turn to 84. If you ate none of these, turn to 36. God, what a complicated... Did you get that? Let me just go through that one more time. It's ridiculous. Who wrote this book? I know who wrote this book. It was Steve Jackson. Good on you. What? What? Bread and cakes will restore 2 stamina. This sounds like a ridiculous set of rules, you know, like in some like role-playing rule book where they're like, this is how your healing items work. Are you ready? Bread and cakes restore 2 stamina points each. Dried meats, dried fish and cheese restore 1 stamina point each. Fruit and wine will not restore any. Wine loses 1 skill point, but if you drank wine, you may also deduct 2 fear points. If you ate cheese or drank white wine, turn to 172. If you ate neither of these, but ate dried fish or drank red wine, turn to 84. If you ate none of these, turn to 36. We ate cakes, so it's 36. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. What a fantastic... I could just imagine someone sat there figuring it out. Steve Jackson sat at his typewriter, no doubt, in the 80s, going, if it was the red wine and the dried fish, then there's a 172, and then you have to write a bad review on TripAdvisor or something. And then if you ate the cheese and the bread, then turn to 480, whatever. It's just... God. You may now leave the food store. Since we're at max stamina, I'm just going to say we take the cake with us. It's up to us when we eat it, isn't it? Cake. Sick of it. Sick of this, but I'm making my own rules up. We are carrying that cake around. I don't see why we have to stand there and eat it on the spot. It's Mortal Kombat. We fight it. I'm taking the cake. Right. You may now leave the food store. Will you try the door opposite or retrace your steps along the passageway? Door opposite. 305. And then they cut it down to 305. Right, here we go. The door has a bolt on the outside. You undo the bolt and open the door. Peering cautiously into the room, the walls are bare and it is sparsely furnished with only a table and chair. Sitting in a corner asleep is a man in a white gown. As you open the door, he wakes with a start. "Oh, hello," he says. "I suppose you've come for me, have you?" Will you say yes or no? Now, this is what I'm talking about. This is a choice. This is a decision we can make. So we're in a shabby room. There's a man in a white dress. He looks at us. He makes an assumption about who we are and says, "You've come for me." And we have a choice to say yes or no. Now, he's in a white gown, and we know that the cultists wear white gowns. So, for now, it's probably best to try and play along and let him think we're on side, and maybe we'll get some information out of him. You see what I did there? I made a decision based on information I've observed reading this book. It wasn't just a flipping coin toss. It was a choice. That's how you do it, Steve Jackson. I know you wrote that bit as well, but there you go. I'm having another drink. Yeah, I've come for you. Say yes. Turn to 127. Come on then, he says cheerfully. Let's go. I'm ready. You are not sure whether to play along with him or not. You ask him whether he's sure he knows where he's going. Oh, that I do, he laughs, walking up to you. But sure as heaven, I'm not going down there without a fight. And with those words, he pulls a knife from his gown and attacks you. Resolve this battle. Man in white, skill 7, stamina 9. Flip. So I guess he wasn't a cultist. Maybe he was a sacrifice. Either way, we've got to fight him now. He has a skill of 7 and a stamina of 9, which means we could have to hit him 5 times unless we use our luck to enhance our power. Skill 7. So we've still got him beat on terms of skill. So our skill is 11. Again, red dice for us, white dice for the enemy. Here we go. So the difference in our skills is 4. Let me get this right. Now, yeah. So his skill is 7, our skill is 11. The difference in our skills is 4, which means that the bad guy would have to roll 5 higher than us in order to win the combat. So we'll just go off that. As long as we're within our range, we win the round. Okay, so bad guy scores 7, we score 5, which means we win that round. They have to score 5 higher than us. So if we were 5, they'd have to score 11 or more to score a hit. So fantastic. So that's be 2 points of damage, except I'm going to test our luck. We have a luck of 10. So if I roll less than 10 now, instead of doing 2 points of damage, we do 4 points of damage. Beautiful, I rolled a 5. So we do 4 points of damage. This guy's got 5 stamina left. Here we go again. And they roll a 10. And we roll a 7. We still win that round. I'll test the luck one more time. This time, we have to score less than 9. Okay? He's got 5 stamina points. I roll... Why did I just use my own system? That's a 3. And... a 2, a 5. Excellent. So this guy's got 1 stamina point left now. Here goes. Okay, he rolls 4. We roll a 7. We win. Excellent. But we've tested our luck twice, so I'll just make a note of that. The luck score is down from 10 to 8. But we win. If you wish to spare his life, you may turn to 359. I do wish to spare his life. I assumed he was a cultist, but it seems like he's not. So let's go. 359. Oh, come on. Jesus Christ. You explain you have no wish to kill him, and he steps back, puzzled. Do you mean you're not one of the coven? You're an outsider? You nod. An elated expression spreads across his face. Turn to 208. Hooray! Alright. 208. Oh my god, I can feel like my cheeks are warm. I'm starting to get a bit of a headache. 208. Alright. I don't believe it, he exclaims. Have my prayers been answered? Can I join you? Please, you must allow me to come with you. I can be of great help to you. You tell him he is certainly welcome to help in your escape and ask him how he came to be in this hidden area. Do you know about sacrifices? He asks. Well, I am to be saved for the next ceremony. I was part of the Master's Coven, but my conscience will no longer allow me to live with the evil it entails. Ah, so he was a cultist, but he had a crisis of conscience. Ah, the white robe makes sense. See? The white robe was a red herring to throw me off, wasn't it? Good, good. I'm impressed, Steve Jackson, for once in my life. But the Coven cannot allow defectors. That's really harsh. Like I say, these books are a massive part of my childhood. And I love Steve Jackson and Ian Livingstone alike. Unless something's come out about them, because we were written like 30 odd years ago, so like anything could have happened. I presume not, but I haven't looked into it, I gotta say. Never know these days, do you? What am I... Drinky time. Finish it again. I dare not get another one. Water. Sensible choice. I'll be very sad in the morning. Here we go. My conscience will no longer allow me to live with the evil-looking tales, but the Coven cannot allow defectors. I was sentenced to death. Death by sacrifice. Together, we must destroy Kelnor, the Master. I know it can be done. Kelnor can only be killed with the Chris Dagger, which is hidden somewhere in the house, and must be summoned in a red room. Let us agree to rid the world of this human monster and his evil sect. You would be foolish to refuse the help and agree. You may add 1 luck point for this information. A noise outside cuts the conversation short. Someone is coming. Turn to 87. This is very exciting. If I say it enough, you may believe me. Here we go. The door bursts open. Hang on. No, not for that. I've got to add the luck point on before I forget. So, there we go. We're back up to 9 luck. The door bursts open. 2 white-robed men enter. At least, pardon me, you presume they are men, but their faces are hidden behind masks made of goats' heads. They carry knives and leap forward to attack. One attacks you and the other attacks your comrade. Resolve the fight, your own fight first. I'm fighting a devil worshipper. It says devil worshipper in all caps. Skill 8, stamina 7 is devil worshipper. Oh my god. Okay, skill of 8, stamina 7. So 8, 10, 11. So he would have to score... If he scores 3 below us, it's a draw, because we've got 8 and 11. So he has to clear us by 4 points in order to win a round of combat. Here we go. Stamina. 7. Alright. 4 hits. Okay. They score 10. We score 11. Oh no, we don't. We scored 10. 6 and 4 make 10. Which means we win that round. Let's test luck. I have to score below 9. Excellent, we score a 5. So we'll take 4 points of damage off. The stamina is now down to 3. Here goes. Okay, cultists score 7. We score 5. We win that round. 1 more hit and it's done. Cultist devil worshipper scores 9. We score 10. They're done. God, I'm having an easy time of combat this year. If you defeat him, turn to 178. I did defeat him, it was piss easy. 178. Apologies for the swearing, that's how you know I've been drinking. 178. You immediately turn to aid your comrade, but you are too late. A thrust from the devil worshipper's knife pierces his chest. You slam your fist into the back of the man's neck, and he slumps to the floor. Did we kill this guy? Maybe we killed the other guy, doesn't it? It just says resolve your combat. Is that a euphemism for kill the guy? I don't know. But you have lost your ally and must leave without him. Turn to 366. What was the point of that? We didn't really learn or gain anything there, did we? And I was getting very excited. 366. Annoying. 366. Oh, there we go. You head back down the corridor until you reach the stairs again. The passageway runs past the stairs and you decide to continue this way. A little further along you come to a small flight of stairs, but the passageway is so dark that you do not notice them. You tumble down and land in a heap at the bottom. Lose 1 stamina point. Turn to 264. Alright. Okay. Stamina is now 14, and we turn to 264. Pardon me. You nurse your bruises and look around. All is pitch black apart from a point of light coming from the end of a long tunnel. God. You walk down the tunnel cautiously, and your pace slows even further when you hear the sound of voices in the distance. Human voices are chanting in a long monotonous drone. Soon you are able to see what is happening. A group of people, perhaps 40 of them, are gathered around a large fire. On the far side of the fire is an altar, and stretched out on the altar is a young woman. She is bound hand and foot. You cannot make out the faces of the onlookers, as they are all wearing goat-headed masks. In the centre, standing over the altar, is a tall man dressed in robes whose goat mask has been dyed purple. He holds in his hands a sharp dagger and is preparing to sacrifice the young victim. Do you wish to watch the proceedings? Not really. Try to find a way out, or try to rescue the young woman. I don't really like the idea of any of those things. Anyway, there's a picture of it. Human sacrifice. What a lovely illustration. I feel like trying to rescue the woman is just asking for trouble. Watching the proceedings is just basically out of the question, which really only leaves us with trying to find a way out. Turn to 80. Maybe this is a test your luck kind of situation. Turn to 80. You look around the chamber. Another passageway leads from the chamber. If you choose your moment carefully, you may be able to reach it without being noticed. Will you move quietly along the wall towards it, or will you instead watch the proceedings? Let's move quietly along the wall. 187. Uh, 187. As you creep along the wall, someone in the group cries out, "You have been spotted." All eyes turn towards you, and the unholy gathering advances to surround you. You are trapped. Will you attempt to fight your way out? Turn to 365. Or do you have something else you can use? If so, use it. We do have something else we can use. I believe this is referring to the pentacle. Turn to 66. That's what you do with a pentacle, so let's do that. Nice. Yes, come in handy. You hold up your pentacle before them and command them to step back to allow you to pass. Gasps come out from the crowd as they see the pentacle, but its power cannot be denied. They watch powerlessly as you back down the other passageway and open the door at the end. Turn to 232. Right, we have found the use of the pentacle, I believe. But I can't help but feel that we've been walking in a really big circle. But whatever. The door opens into a small room which is pitch black. There seems to be no exit from the room, but you feel around the walls. Eventually your hand touches a small button in one corner and you press this. A panel in front of you slides aside and lets you out into a passageway. There are two doors opposite each other. One on the left and one on the right. There is no other way through. Will you try the door on the left or will you try the door on the right? Sick of it. But here we go. Left or right? Odds for left, even for right. It is even. We go right. It's been even every time, hasn't it? Turns to 144. Don't even enjoy it. That's all I do. Who's that? Asks a voice from behind the door. The door is unlocked, so you could walk in, but perhaps you don't want to be discovered just yet. Will you open the door and take a chance with whoever is in the room, or will you mumble something like, "Sorry, wrong door," and try elsewhere? Let's take a chance with this guy. I want to know who it is. Turn to 71. We're looking for Sheko, and whoever this Sheko person is, we're obviously going to have a conversation with them, because otherwise how the hell do we get the password out of them? And for another thing, Mr. Naughty Cat also told me that we'll need the brandy to help persuade the guy to give us the password. So, you know, Let's try having conversations with people. Maybe we'll find Sheko. You open the door and cast your eyes over the room. Inside, the floor is dusty and rocky. The rocky walls are bare. A rough wooden table and a chair are placed against one wall. Sitting at the table is a worried-looking man wearing a white robe. A goat's head mask lies on the table. "Hello," he says nervously. "All hail the master. I am ready to repent. How is the ceremony progressing? Is it my turn yet?" Then he leans forwards and whispers to you. "I am not a poor man. Help me to escape from this house and you will be generously rewarded. What do you make of all this? Will you tell him the truth about yourself, or will you remain emotionless and let him continue?" Man strikes me as a coward. I think if I tell him the truth about myself, he will scream, get me captured, and try to turn me over as like a bargaining chip to save himself. So I'm going to remain emotionless and let him continue. 3-3-4. I'm never going to be able to draw. How the hell am I ever going to draw a map of all this garbage? Your cold stare frightens the man. "I see you really are one of the master's loyal friends," he whimpers. I merely suggested that to make sure I was talking to an honourable person. I expect my time has come," has it? He looks at you pitifully and drops to his knees. Again, you merely glare at him. Silently. Suddenly, he reacts. Before you can stop him, he has pulled a short dagger from his robe and with both hands has plunged it into his stomach. Oh my god! I feel really bad now. You watch horrified as the man slumps to the floor face downward. Any knowledge that you could have gained from him has now been lost. You curse silently and leave the room. Turn to 278. God. Next year, we'll try talking to this man and see if he doesn't do what I predicted he would have done, which is blab and turn us in. Because oh my god, I just caused a man to kill himself. This game is brutal. Absolutely brutal. Turn to 278. Jesus. Where is Sheko? Maybe that was Sheko. I don't know. 278. Where will you try now? The door opposite? Or look for another way out of this corridor? Go on, the door opposite. 342. The door is not locked, but the shufflings and yelpings you can hear inside suggest that you ought to proceed with caution. Will you decide against entering and examine the passageway you are in, or will you fling the door open wide and stride boldly in? Turn to 14. See? A choice. The information we have is there are shufflings and yelpings on the other side of the door. We're given an option, course of action. If we choose this door, we're going to have to try and bluff our way through whatever this situation is, because we're striding in bold. I fancy that. Let's go. Turn to 14. I'm feeling bold. Drank so much. The smell from within the room catches you off guard and stops you dead in your tracks. The room itself is unexciting. Is there an X in it? Unexciting? No way. That is a spelling error, if ever there was one. Unexciting. Because there isn't an X in exciting, is there? It's just E-C-I spelling. What am I doing? Unexciting. Unexciting. There's not an X in unexciting. There isn't. Oh, whatever. With bare rocky walls and floor, but strewn around the floor are the headless bodies of 5 goats. Standing over the goats, feeding ravenously on them, are 3 huge Great Danes. As you enter the room, they turn towards you, angry at having their meal interrupted. Their mouths curl back and they snarl. The nearest dog leaps towards you, and you must fight it. Bastard. Skill 7, stamina 5. Right. It's a foregone conclusion. 3 hits on this thing, and we're going to do it. They have a skill of 7. We have a skill of 11. If they're within 4, it's a draw. If they're within 5, if they get 5 above us, then they score a hit. Otherwise, we score a hit. Right. Dogs score 8. We score 6. That's 1 hit. 2 more to defeat the dogs. God, we're doing good. Oh, yeah. Dogs score 12. We score 8. Right, 10, 11, 12. So that's a draw. Dogs score 7. We score 8. One more hit on the dogs and they're done. Dogs score 9. We score 10. Fantastic. That's the Great Dane. The first one done anyway. Turn to 94. Ooh. The other two Great Danes snarl and advance towards you. If you wish to fight them, turn to 78. If you wish to escape, you must test your luck. If you are lucky, turn to 240. If you are unlucky, turn to 31. I'm going to fight him. There must be something in this room, and we're doing so well in fights, I don't care. 78. We've battered everything we've come across so far. So, why stop there? 78. Here we go. Resolve your fight. The dogs attack one at a time. The first one has a skill of... Oh, they both have a skill of 6. We can't lose. Which means they have to score 6 higher than us. The most they can score is... Right, here we go. First one's got 6 stamina. The second one's got 5 stamina. So 3 hits each, basically. Here we go. Right, that's it. Dogs score 11. We score 11 also. That's 1. Next hit. Dogs score 4. We score 7. Okay. That's 2 hits. Next one. Dog scores 7. We score 6. Okay, that's 1 dog down. Next dog. Dog scores 6. We score 10. No, 9. 2 more hits. Dog scores 5. We score 8. 1 more hit, and the dog's done. Dog scores 12. We score 9. Yeah, we still win. Excellent. If you defeat both of them, turn to 383. It's going on a lot longer than I had planned. I would say that's a good thing, but we've just learned nothing. We've advanced nothing, have we? You step back from the battle, nurse your wounds, and look at the 8 dead bodies on the floor. You shake your head at the senseless waste of life. Searching around the room, you find nothing of any value, but if you are thirsty, there is a jug of water in one corner of the room. Presumably drinking this is drinking water for the dogs. You may drink from it if you wish. If you do, you may gain 2 stamina points if your stamina score was less than 12. If it was more than 12, you will gain no stamina points as you were not thirsty. You decide to leave the room and explore the passageway outside. Turn to 60. What a complete waste of time. There seems to be no other way out of the passage. Even the panel through which you entered has now closed up. A bell push is set in the wall, and hoping that this will reveal some way out, you push it. Turn to 7. I feel like I've come across this bell push before. The bell push does not open a hidden panel nor reveal any other means of escape. As you touch it, a loud bell starts ringing throughout the house. You bury your head in your hands. In a few moments, you will be captured by the Earl of Drummer and his devil worshippers and servants, and this time you will not escape. Toss. I mean, what was the point? What was the point of any of that? How many dead ends and useless passages are in this book? I presume a lot, because there's hundreds. How many passages are there in this book? There's nearly 400 passages. In fact, there's exactly 400. 400 passages. They can't all be winners, can they not? In fact, most of them are going to be losers. Most of them. I despair. I absolutely despair. You've got to help me out, Mr. Naughty Cat. I need more hints. I need more help to get through this book. It was a complete waste of time. As usual, a total waste of time. Happy Halloween. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you liked seeing the pumpkin when it was lit up at the start of the video. And I hope you've had a great year, as I have. I mean, I guess I'll see you next time, but what is the flipping point? Man, I'm drunk. Bloody hell Fighting Fantasy. Fighting Fantasy books. A worldwide sensation. It's speechless. I just 8 years. 8 years. Like I say, it might be quite nice to get to the 10-year anniversary. No, I might look. I'll do it next year. I'll finish it on year 9. I'm never going to finish it. I'm going to have to try and make an effort to map this book. But my God. Well, I've got 1 year to figure it out, haven't I? But I always think that, and then I leave it to the last minute, and then like in the week before Halloween, I'm thinking, oh my God, I've got to prepare for that thing I do every year. I'm going to have to try and make a map. Anyway, it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from him. Thanks for watching. Happy Halloween. I'll see you next time.